welcome to another episode of Literary Gladiators, the show where we discuss and debate literature in all of its forms. If it's written work, it's game. Let's meet the panel.
Hi, I'm Larry.
Hi, I'm Jan.
Tara.
And I'm Josh. And we have a long-awaited new kid on the block joining the cool kids here on Literary Gladiators. And that new kid is Jan.
Hi,
Hi.
everyone.
Welcome
Hi.
aboard.
Hi. Thank you. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you here.
Awesome.
Is there anything that we should know about you, or you have any hidden talents?
I am a singer, song lyricist, poet, and I love to read.
Okay, and you like to read all different kinds of things. I know you like, I think, mysteries and thrillers.
Yes.
Most.
Legal thrillers, mysteries, things of that nature.
Okay.
American history, especially.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a huge enthusiast for
Yes,
American
I
history.
am as well.
And,
I know.
and you're also a painter as well.
House painter.
A house
Yes.
painter. Okay.
Yes.
So do you just do like general colors of what we see on the walls, or do you take it another step and make designs?
Just the general colors you would see on walls. Interior, exterior,
Okay.
drywall repairs. A lot of things that are involved in house painting. But an artist I am not. Not when it comes to murals and
Okay.
such.
That's perfectly okay. But if you enjoy doing the house painting,
I love it.
That's what matters.
Yes.
Alrighty. We're going to be going over a Flannery O'Connor short story, and in particular, we're going over her third last short story, and that is Revelation. Larry has been the resident enthusiast of
So excited.
Flannery O'Connor's works, in particular her short stories, but Larry did not put this on the schedule.
That's right.
However, it is so it's a bonus for him because Larry had some pretty good input for this season. Tara's the one that picked this short story, and thus is the discussion starter.
Okay. Why do you think Mrs. Turpin was obsessed over being called Warthog from Hell?
Oh, because I think that I think she's very fragile and very insecure. She sees herself so highly that to be thwarted down from the kind of person that she really is, I think that when she looks back, when Mary Grace told her that she was to go back to hell, you old warthog, he pretty much said that. I think she pretty much I think it was a realization. I know
A revelation, maybe.
a revelation, yes. Because I know I was watching Larry's video prior to that, and from what his perception was, it was the voice of God telling her that she ought to go back to hell.
Yeah, ultimately, I would say that it was definitely a true statement. She is that. Like, in a pejorative sense. Like, she's not as high and mighty as she thinks she is. And
Or would
and
like
I
to
think
be.
that she knows that deep down.
Mm-hmm.
So when she's told that, and, because it is a very strange event that occurs to her, and she could just write it off as something, that some crazy person did in the middle of a waiting room. But instead, for whatever reason, at this time and in this way, it got through to her that she's wrong.
I think it was built up, though, contextually as well, because even though Mary Grace is viewed as fat and ugly,
Yeah, but
she's
you got to remember,
also-
this is all through Turpin's
yes,
consciousness.
In her brain.
and it's
What she's
written,
thinking.
it's third person, it's third person account, but it's using Mrs. Turpin's train of thought,
Consciousness, yeah.
consciousness, but it is her mother, the one that's the pleasant lady.
Yeah, the stylish lady.
Yes, she had said that she She goes to college. She's goes to a pretty good school,
Mhm.
and she constantly reads and is very well educated. So there's a lot more to her than what Mrs. Turpin is giving her credit for. All she sees is the exterior.
Right.
Mhm.
And
The pimples and just typical teenager back then, or any
Mhm.
teenager really.
Overweight. She was
Or, yeah,
overweight.
overweight.
Fat
With
is
pimples.
what Mrs. Turpin's mind. She says
Mhm.
fat.
But
The
yeah,
fat girl, and then she
secrets-
becomes the ugly girl as
Mhm.
she's looking at her,
she's
and
got pimples.
yeah,
But yet, when she sat down in the chair, she could barely fit in it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's fat
Mhm.
herself, but everything else, it's just showing you that this woman's in the way that she thinks, she's just constantly judging.
Yeah,
Judging.
she's
Yes.
judging everybody.
Yeah,
And then my other question was how much did the woman that she called white trash? How much does she actually have in common with that white trash person that she called white trash?
I think the
Especially
only
when her
the only
thinking-
difference I feel is financial situation.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's right.
And what describes this lady is the fact that she'd rather be a black person, but she used a different word in the book, but a black person than white trash.
Yeah,
And that says all I need to know about that lady.
She has a lot of time on her hands to think about something like if Jesus made her, if Jesus
Like,
could make her the way
yeah.
she was.
Or like
how
give
funny
her-
is that?
give her
How
her
funny
ultimate-
is that whole thing, man? It's so funny to me. That whole part about Jesus, please don't make me this, don't make me that. You know, but make me good most of all, you know, is like, you think you're good? You think you were
Yeah.
made good?
Mm-hmm.
That's not how life is. That's not reality at all. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, you gotta become good. You don't
Yeah.
start out that way.
No,
What's
you
that?
have to put in the work
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
a
yeah.
better person. You just can't like, oh my god, like put yourself in the oven and come out like a good person.
Yeah, you're not bread. You're not Italian bread. or
Neither are the
No.
white trash or the
Not
black
comfortable.
people that she
Right.
wants to send to the ovens in her mind.
You
If
wanted to join in, Jan?
I thought it was really intense considering it was such a short story and it occurred in such a small space. And yet each character, even when they weren't a fully developed character, they were enough of a character that you could fairly discern what they really are like.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as you said that the story is written from the vantage point of Mrs. Turpin.
Yes.
And
using her words and her
yes, her
consciousness.
her thoughts and but a lot occurred in such a short period of time in such a small waiting room,
Mhm.
and it was intense. I liked it. I thought it was a really great story.
Yeah, Flannery O'Connor, she
Yeah.
is so efficient. Every syllable that she uses is counting towards something. Is trying to make some kind of point about something,
Yes.
and she does not waste a word. She does not waste a period, a semicolon. Everything is going right to its to make a
Exactly.
point.
I
Yeah,
think
Yes.
you made mention to the fact that it was relative. It was short. It's a longer short story compared to
Her
what,
others.
like not her, but just in general. Rennie will make mention to the distaste that she has at the fact that there's a lot of students that are up and coming. They can't deal with a short story that's longer than 10 pages. This was 22 pages, but it was very effective. I would honestly say it's probably my favorite Flannery O'Connor short story thus
it's
far.
mine too. I first read it in college, and I was like blown away from it, and I did like little paper for like the literary class, and then upon reread, I picked up more things in from what I remembered, especially the part where she realizes that was it Mary Grace had glowing eyes and was completely different. I think
Yeah.
I underlined it.
she talks about how brilliantly blue they were, and they changed from like scolding her to like a relief or something, but they get more brilliant.
She looked directly into Fear's brilliant eyes. There was no doubt in her mind that the girl knew her some intense personal way beyond time, beyond condition.
Yeah,
And that like stood out.
Yeah.
And I let
The
her
way
borrow
that
it.
the way that
Like,
I
some
want to
stuff.
borrow the book and read
the way that
everything.
she
It's so good.
the way that Mary Grace interacts with Mrs. Turpin is just brilliantly laid out. The way that she has her eye on her and knows can read right through her, whereas
Yeah.
the others see Mrs. Turpin for her surface level. Because there are people that, like, toward the end of the piece, she was telling the black people that were in the neighborhood that
No, they work for her.
they were the ones that
Yeah.
worked for her. Because
Yeah.
I know some, like an older woman, because they were sent.
Yeah, I think they all work for her.
Okay, I know at least some of them, but they were like, oh, how can somebody go after a wonderful woman like you?
And
Yeah,
then
Yeah.
when they sit, and I'm like,
yeah,
I like giggled at that point.
yeah,
At that point, I was just laughing, and they're like putting her on, like,
yeah.
obviously.
But they're kissing her butt, but at
but
the
they-
same time,
yeah.
they know exactly who she is and what and how that happened to her.
And they had to
And
be
when
careful
and
what
that
they
night
said.
in the house, I'm sure they were laughing their behinds off about what happened.
Oh
to
yeah,
her.
they were.
Yeah.
I bet.
Something that really stuck out to me is I think there's a lot that not just a name, but the way someone's presented. She's referred to as Mrs. Turpin. Her husband is just referred to as Claude.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So, which it goes to show, because I think they want us, because it's coming from the way that she sees herself in the world, she sees herself at a higher pedestal because she pushes Claude around like he is much younger, like as in a
Like
child.
yeah.
Where
That's where at first I thought it was her child, like the child with her. I'm like, how is her child with her? And then it dawned on me. I was like, oh yeah. her
I did
husband.
too.
Yeah,
And
how
the
about
further
that?
I got into the story, I actually had to backtrack just to verify that in
Yeah.
my mind that this was her husband, not her son.
I think I pretty much had that. I had that perception going right from the get-go.
Yeah, that's a
It's
good
just I
observation.
didn't remember. I just, like I said, I read it when I was in college, and that was many years ago.
Yeah, I know. I had read it a couple of years ago because I did a video for it for Literary Gladiators. You can go back and watch that as well. But point is that there was things I'm like, wow, this is like even more brutal than I remember. Just her mind and how ugly
It
every
was.
single
It was-
thought that
it
she
was-
has.
It was appalling.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking to myself, and I'm like, people still think like this. And I sat there and like thought about it, and I also thought about like the other character who attacked her, and like maybe something else was in her for a minute.
Yeah, like to me, that's the Holy
don't think-
Spirit is working through Mary Grace. Like, there's a reason she's named Mary Grace, and that is because she is giving Mrs. Turpin some much needed grace. Like
And
Flannery
Mary
O'Connor,
is mother of Jesus.
yes, and Flannery O'Connor, being a Catholic, what's her? Oh yeah, even the God's mercy burns, she would say, because it's an intense thing. And even at the end of the story, when she's watching the people that are like her going up to heaven, and they're the only ones singing in key, but as they go up, even their virtues are being burned off. Because to her, right, like what's her virtue? In her mind, she's grateful, right? She's got all this gratitude. But what she really means is, I'm so much better than everybody, and I call that gratitude, so that I can say out loud, I'm grateful that I'm this way. I'm grateful that I'm that way, so that people hear me being grateful, but really I'm just bragging and saying how wonderful I am.
And
Right?
I think
But that's a virtue. Great gratitude is a virtue. So when she's watching these people go up to heaven, that's what's happening. Is that God's grace is forming them into saints on the way up.
And I think that her approach at gratitude makes it worse for everybody, because I feel that a lot of people are discouraged from building a connection with the church because of people like her, because they feel that a connection with the church means more of a sense of being self-immersed and self-absorbed in the name of God, when that's not the case. Being close to God is about modesty, being humble, being loving and encouraging.
Yes, and it's about
rather
focusing
than being
on
better than
becoming-
anybody else.
Yeah, it's about focusing on becoming the best version of yourself that you can be.
Yes.
That's what it should be about. That's what.
And encouraging others to do the same, but not shaming them into doing
No.
so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Fellowship is important. You want to help people
Yes.
along the way.
But
And nobody likes to be made to feel inferior.
I think it was on page 493 in my version. My version ran from pages 488 to 509. But on 493, one of the women that she referred to as white trash, she was talking about how
The hogs.
it was
Like the hogs.
one
and
thing
how
I
they
don't
vary.
want. The white trash woman said, wiping her mouth with the back of her hand. Hogs, nasty stinking things, a grunting and a rootin' all over the place. Which you would think at first it would just be, as in pigs, as in the animal. But I think that was the first red flag or Easter egg that was referring to Mrs. Turpin as such.
Interesting.
I think it was the Easter egg. Cause
Yeah.
like, cause when upon reread, I'm like, haha, here it is. This is it. I don't think I highlighted it or not underlined it, but I was like, God, this is it.
Because they're speaking.
noted it in
There's
It is
more.
interesting.
They're speaking much more sense than you would give them credit for, because it's all Mrs. Turpin's perception.
Right. Yeah. And then you see that also with the woman that she calls white trash. Her boy is obviously got something very wrong with him. Like, he was really sick and has a mental disorder now.
You're talking about the one that
Doesn't move
for-
over, for her off the couch. Because she says, "Oh, he got real sick, and now he's calm all the time." So they gave me the impression that whatever he had caused some kind of a neurological.
Because from her perception, it makes it look like maybe he should do the polite thing.
Yeah,
But if he's not in a position to do so,
right,
then we understand that perception and not Mrs. Turpin's warped.
right,
Self-absorbed
where she's like, "Oh, he's a lousy kid, she's a lousy mother," and meanwhile, this kid is very sick, and his mother's taking him to the doctor, and she doesn't even. None of that registers to Mrs. Turpin at all.
There's a lot that
She's
goes
all-
on internal.
Yeah,
So on her head, she's like everybody else that we kind of know. We all know Mrs. We all know Mrs. Turpin.
Yeah.
We all know one, at least a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Mhm.
But another quote that I wanted to bring up was in 502. It was pretty hysterical when they were in the bedroom resting. Claude was fast asleep. She was having difficulty because she was wallowing in her own guilt, and rightfully so. It's at this time of where she's starting to fracture mentally. That's the only mention of her first name. The message had been given to Ruby Turpin, a respectable, hardworking, church-going woman. She's still trying to hold on to it, but it's starting to break. The tears dried, her eyes began to burn instead with wrath, which is one of the 7 deadly sins. And it's worth noting that it's often argued that the deadliest of sins is pride, which is something that she embodies
yeah.
up
Well,
until this point.
They say all other sins come from pride. Because ultimately you want to be your own God, right? That's the ultimate sin, and any other sin that you take is some variation of that.
They have said the same with greed being connected to every other sin as well.
I can see that.
But
Twins, pardon.
and then I had an instructor that said wrath was but he's seeing it from from what are the most agreed upon of sins.
Yeah. Well,
But-
pride's definitely the first one, because that's Lucifer. That was his sin. Because he was made the most beautiful angel, and when he found out that human beings were going to be the crown of the natural world, that is what made him rebel against God. But anyway, we're
Yeah,
off on
the
another tangent.
next paragraph is, it really stuck out. She rose on her elbow, and the washcloth fell into her hand. Aud was lying on his back snoring. She wanted to tell him what the girl had said. At the same time, she did not wish to put the image of herself as a warthog from hell into his mind. Just imagine. He seemed like he was such a... it kind of reminds... I don't know if you watched the Big Bang Theory episode when Sheldon and Amy got married, and we meet Amy's parents, who are played by Kathy Bates and Teller. And
Teller the magician?
yeah, the magician, the one that
Doesn't talk.
partners with Penn and
He
doesn't
does
talk.
talk.
He
He
can
does talk.
he can
Well,
talk
not-
physically, but he doesn't
Yeah.
talk as part of the act.
Yeah, it's part of the act, yeah.
But Kathy Bates was just this domineering, pushing her husband around, and then Penny steps in and just says, "Why don't you just?" She straightens her out, and then Kathy Bates goes to tell her and says, "Aren't you going to say anything about this?" Thank you. She did not. Mrs. Turpin did not want Claude to have any kind of
Negative.
moment of moment of hysteria as far as being able to have the joke being on her is concerned.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, she's a very domineering woman in every aspect. And then that message, though, it continues to bother her, right? She can't get a satisfactory answer. Like, why did this happen to me? Why am I a warthog from hell? And she eventually recognizes it as a message from God, and she prays for the first time, probably. Who knows how long it's been since she's said any kind of prayer at all? But she's talking to God, and when she calls out, "Who do you think you are?" to God, and then it echoes back to her. You know, and then those words come back to her. Who do you think you are? You know,
She's left unable to speak, frozen, and then she sees that image of everybody that she's put down walking in front of her
yeah,
into heaven,
yeah,
and she's just left beside herself, and it ends with her just finishing up, just turning off the water as she was washing the pigs,
yeah,
and she walks inside, and I would say she was sadder but wiser.
yeah. I think she
probably learned her lesson.
she got a message. Yeah, she got the message, and I think she's going to cooperate with the grace that was given her. I think that's the impression that we're left to get, because the crickets are chirping and it sounds like hallelujah. So it's a joyful occasion. So she's feeling joyful at the end, which is good, because she probably never, or hasn't for a long time, with all this ugliness that she had in her mind. Where was there room for joy in that?
That or she's done something to piss off the crickets, and they
I wouldn't be surprised if she did.
something's going to happen that they may have seen the image too, or had some kind of know-all.
Yeah. And of course, all that stuff is very personal for Flannery, because she grew up down in the South during the Reformation. So, she wants to see everybody get past that, and become better and leave that racism stuff in the past. So, I think it's good that she,
She died
treats
before her time.
She did. She definitely did.
She died right around the time that this was published.
I kind
too.
of wish she was. What else she would have done if she was still alive?
Yeah.
Like, where did her writing grow? Where does she go? What would she be doing? Like, what should be?
Yeah, it's
writing
interesting
for
though,
sure?
but because at the same time, where that would be great, if she did not have the short life that she had, she might not have been as focused on God as she was, and she might not have been able to write these stories as well, because she did not have the full perspective of the fact that I am going to die and I am going to meet my Maker, and what is good, what is evil. All these questions become very much at the forefront of your mind when you are faced with a mortal disease, and when you have to rely on people.
She had lupus.
She had lupus.
She was she was a sick person. It
Yeah.
wasn't like.
No, yeah, she had to live with her with her mom, because her dad died of lupus as well when he was young, and she died very young as well. But But yeah, and she did not like her mother growing up, but then her mother had to take care of her, and she was able to, forgive.
I don't know. I got to remember when her birthday was, but she would have been 100 this year.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she did.
She was born in 1925.
Oh, she's old.
She died in 1964.
And she was like, what, 30?
She would be She would. I don't know if
Almost
she was
40?
38 or 39, depending on whether or not she died before or after her birthday. I'd have to look that up. But this was originally published in the Sewanee Review in the spring of 1964 issue. It was in the it was a first prize story in the O. Henry Award Prize Stories of 1965, and it was the seventh story in Everything That Rises Must Converge. She had two more stories written and released, and that was Parker's Back and Judgment Day, which Judgment Day is her very last.
Makes sense.
Parker's Back is so good too.
Mm.
I love them all. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking before about the cover. Tara has the complete work, the complete short stories, and there's that peacock feather. So that makes me think it's
And
probably.
its eyes, though.
I
Yeah.
have one with a peacock.
Yeah.
I think we had the same copy but different cover.
It's probably
Wouldn't be shocked if that's the case.
a reference to
What
the
does yours end in?
to the displaced
55?
person.
555?
What do you mean? Oh,
The last page is 555?
yes.
And yours Revelation ends on page 509?
Correct.
Yeah, we have the same copy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different cover.
Yep.
Both peacock theme though.
Yes.
Which
But his is more pretty, and mine's like creepy.
well,
And I like
that's
it.
meant to be the eye of judgment. There, that's meant to be.
'Cause,
You know,
here's
that's
the thing,
God
though,
looking
like,
at
this
you.
is like when
Through
I
the
was
peacock.
looking. Because when I was looking at them, they had like a different peacock one.
Yeah.
Like kind of like this, but different. It was like more like these colors than those colors.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw this next to it, and it was the only one there.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, and I saw the eyes. I'm like, I'm taking this one.
Nice.
Is
Yeah,
that
it's the displaced person is where that probably comes from, and that is a great story. I would recommend that to you guys. Maybe we'll do that in another season. You like her, Tara?
I love her stuff.
Yeah.
I like from right when I was in college, I was introduced to her, and I'm like, I have to buy some of her.
Yeah.
And same thing with Valve Edison too. I wanted all his stuff too, but it was at the time it was harder to find most of his work. The only work that they had was Invisible Man. They didn't have anything else. But today you can find other things. You have more access to it.
That's good.
At the time in college, yes, there was access to authors of all, but it was harder to find them. You
Yeah.
actually had to like dig,
Yeah.
and now it's like you don't have to dig, so it's much easier for you to find it. But anyway, I just fell in love with all her stuff, and you could tell when I first started out, I did write in pencil,
Yeah.
and I only got to A Good Man Is Hard to Find.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
No.
It's in that collection.
Actually, no, that was my favorite. When I did this, that was my favorite. Now I remember. I got to hear where the napkin is. The Late Encounter with the Enemy.
Okay, yeah.
But I want to read.
That's probably the only Flannery O'Connor discussion that I was not involved in on this channel.
But the thing is, though, I want to go through all her works.
The only one you weren't involved. The one you weren't. Late Encounter with the Enemy was the one you were not involved in.
Yeah, that's
That
what I
was-
said.
Oh, that. Oh, okay. Oh, you just said. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Okay. I know you said one.
Where you at, Josh? Come on now.
That one's Dr. Weta was on Late Encounter with the Enemy.
Yeah, that was before I even knew who Flannery O'Connor was. That's how long the show's been going on.
But yeah, she's-
But has anybody read the her novels or nonfiction?
Yeah, I read her novels.
not yet.
Okay.
I
Both of them.
figured if I get through this, because I'm gonna love it, and then I'll go get her novels. But
Okay.
like I have other short stories I need to get through first before I even start this, and I thought I would read the other thing before that, but that didn't happen. So I just read the story for this work.
Well, good. Now that I know you like her, we'll do more.
Oh yeah,
All right,
I'll be
cool.
on all of them.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, this is my first time reading Flannery O'Connor. And I enjoyed it
I'm
enough
glad I
that
picked
I
a
would
good one.
yes,
Because
thank you.
she's my first, like,
I
that's
would
my first story from
definitely
her, too,
read
so.
that and other of her works for sure.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty then. Do we have any final thoughts?
She's my favorite. short
Mine
story.
too. High five.
Alrighty, Jen?
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and again, I would read that entire book plus all of her other works.
Okay. Yeah, I
I
definitely.
found it very worthwhile.
Okay. Yeah, and I definitely would like to dip into
Yeah,
more
these,
of what she's written as well.
I think this would be great for buddy reads. Just saying.
Definitely have more discussions about Flannery O'Connor's short stories. They do get a good reception on the channel, especially your individual videos about Flannery O'Connor's works. But our discussions have picked up as well as far as the Flannery O'Connor works are concerned. And
Good. Yeah, she's great.
if you're interested, here is the complete stories of Flannery O'Connor. Tara and I have the same exact copy, but different covers.
Mine's Roxana Bang, back of the Goff. The art.
Okay.
And designed by Michael Ian Kayan.
My cover design is Charlotte Strick, and cover art and portrait of Flannery O'Connor is by June Glasson.
They made her look so cute.
Yeah, you have her on the back. You really can't see it. I can actually bring it up.
I don't know how many years it's been, look how much,
Okay then.
how much the book is. That's how long it's gone.
Be sure to join us next time on another episode of Literary Gladiators. For now, keep reading.